Yeah, Teofimo won, of course. You got to beat the champ. You know what I'm talking about? You got to take the belt. You got to take the belt from the champ. You know what I'm saying? Jamaine Ortiz, I like Jamaine Ortiz. Y'all know me, man. I want the right person to win, but he did not outbox Teofimo. He outran Teofimo. Now, Teofimo needs to work on cutting off that ring. He got tightened up with cutting off that ring. But Jamaine, he confused outboxing without running, outmaneuvering. He wasn't throwing no effective punches. He didn't hit Teofimo barely at all. You know what I'm saying? Now, Teofimo wasn't effective either, but at least he was trying to be effective. He was trying to box. Teofimo was not, like, you know what I'm saying? Boxing, you want to box, but boxing is a type of fighting. If you don't engage, you got, you know what I'm saying? So you have to engage at least a little bit. And people confuse our boxing without running. No, Floyd will get in there, he'll Philly shell, he'll be in the pocket, he'll be in the paint, he'll duck, dodge, make you miss like that. He didn't make you miss from running. Jamaine Ortiz made him miss from running, man. So the right person won tonight, Teofimo won. So I felt like you have to take the belt for the champ. Yes, you got outboxed somebody, but you cannot confuse, which I think Jamaine Ortiz did. He confused outboxing with outrunning. When you outbox somebody, you can make a miss, yes, but you have to also retaliate. He forgot about the retaliation part. He forgot about the retaliatory part. He forgot about hitting back.
See if that right hand opportunity exists, as he does say, yeah, come on in, I'm gonna put my back again.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Dr. PGNG, Praise God to get money, back with Engineers to the Streets Boxing Podcast to drop another YouTube video. Banger, man. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. Hey, we are here for a 3-minute round rundown, y'all. Those of you that are unfamiliar with this segment, y'all know we do it right after the boxing event from the night before. You know, is where we squeeze all the festivities, all the events that transpired from that boxing event and put it into one 3-minute round of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because that is the duration of a professional round of boxing. You know, one round professional boxing is 3 minutes. So we want to do the same thing. Like, let me rephrase that. We try to squeeze everything into one 3-minute round, you know what I'm saying? But it's tough to do because there's a lot to talk about, and I'm very loquacious. You know my team, I'm a pugilist enthusiast. I got a lot to say.
Okay, well, so check this out. Though. First of all, you throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth. Hey,
but before we get to it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As the notification says right there, hit that bell, turn on notifications as well. Don't forget to like the video. I'm going to cut that off right there. Hey, let's get it, man. 3-minute round rundown. Bring up the clock for your boy over here. Bow, let's go. All right, so to start off the night, y'all know what it is, man. Start off the night, we had Abdullah Mason, the young boy. The young bull, man, came out with a devastating knockout. There's not much to talk about there. He shined as we expected. He looks very good, very promising future in the sport of boxing. So I look forward to seeing him more. Next up, we're gonna go straight to the co-main event. I'm telling you, I'm gonna talk a little fast. You know, so you better keep up. You know what I'm talking about? So we have Keyshawn Davis versus Jose Pedraza. That was a good matchup. This is considered by most to be the first real test for Keyshawn Davis. You know, he was 9-0 coming into this bout. Jose Pedraza, former champion. You know, Gervonta Davis knocked him off before.
Hey.
And you know, he's a good fighter. He's probably on the decline of his career. He's not too old. I think people exaggerate his age, but he is kind of old from a boxing standpoint. You know, he's well out of his prime. He's been boxing for a little minute, and this is a real test. I think he's been in a slump. His last 3 fights, I think he lost 2 and the other one was a draw.
Damn. I'm sorry.
So he's been on a little slump the last 3 fights, but nonetheless, the sniper Pedraza is still gonna be a challenge for the young Keyshawn. And Keyshawn, he stood up to the challenge. You know, he stood on business like his name. He's the businessman out of Virginia. So he handled his business, looked very good. Got him out of there by TKO in the 6th round. Shout out to Pedraza as well, man. I think it's probably time for him to consider some things. You know, he was doing well. He was doing okay at first. You know, I had him winning the 1st round, but the rest I gave it to Keyshawn Davis up until the knockout. So shout out to Keyshawn Davis. You know, he did his thing. Much respect to him. Look forward to see him in the future. And then he even called out Teofimo Lopez, who is a perfect segue to the next and final bout we're going to cover today. The main event being Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz, man. A lot of people are upset about this. It's a very controversial win. I have a different take on it from my perspective. You know, I had it, you know, Jamaine Ortiz up until the fight week, you know, throughout the fight week, he was saying how he's going to knock out Teofimo Lopez. And I thought it was very clever. I know a lot of people are mad at him. Me, I'm not mad at him for that, because I think it was evident that after, you know, hindsight 2020, it was evident that he wanted people to think, especially Teofimo in particular, he wanted him to believe that he was going to come in and try to slug it out. But was not his game plan. In fact, his game plan was actually the contrary, the opposite. He wanted to outbox him. The only thing but what I do have an issue with is that, like I said in the clip before, go check it out. Teofimo won, of course. You got to beat the champ. You know what I'm talking about? You got to take the belt. You got to take the belt from the champ. You know what I'm saying? Jamaine Ortiz, I like Jamaine Ortiz. Y'all know me, man. I want the right person to win, but he did not outbox Teofimo. He outran Teofimo. Now, Teofimo needs to work on cutting off that ring. He got tightened up with cutting off that ring. But Jamaine, he confused outboxing without running, outmaneuvering. He wasn't throwing no effective punches. He didn't hit Teofimo barely at all. You know what I'm saying? Now, Teofimo wasn't effective either, but at least he was trying to be effective. He was trying to box. Teofimo was not, like, you know what I'm saying? Boxing, you want to box, but boxing is a type of fighting. If you don't engage, you know what I'm saying? So you have to engage at least a little bit. And people confuse our boxing without running. No, Floyd will get into her Philly shell. He'll be in the pocket. He'll be in the paint. He'll duck, dodge, make you miss like that. He didn't make you miss from running. Jamaine Ortiz made him miss from running, man. So the right person won tonight. Teofimo won. He didn't outbox him. He outran him. There's a difference between outboxing and outrunning. Like a lot of times people bring up, oh, Floyd outboxes. I see some people talk about Floyd outboxes. That's what Floyd does. Wrong, incorrect, erroneous allegation you know what I'm saying? Erroneous allegation at best. You know what I'm saying? That is very disingenuous, or you're just talking out your behind. You didn't watch Floyd. Floyd did not outrun anybody. He outboxed you. Watch him against the bigger man than Canelo. He stands in the paint. He puts up his Philly shell. He dodges. He ducks. He counters. He's evasive. He's elusive. That's different from running. That boy Jamaine Ortiz was a track star, looking like Shakur Stevenson. You know, that's why people are so mad at Shakur Stevenson, even though in my opinion Edwin De Los Santos looked bad as well. I said, as well documented, I said that Edwin De Los Santos looked bad, Shakur Stevenson looked bad, but the right person won with Shakur Stevenson because he still outpointed him, you know. Jamaine Ortiz, same thing here. Teofimo Lopez looked bad, Jamaine Ortiz looked bad, but the fact that while Teofimo was ineffective, Jamaine Ortiz was also ineffective. He did not hit him that much. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, he made a miss, but what about your attacks? Everybody's like, oh, well, Teofimo, because Teofimo Lopez is a bigger star, of course, rightfully so. So it's going to be more onus on him. But specifically, please, add some specificity to it. Tell me where Jamaine Ortiz effectively hit Teofimo Lopez. You see what I'm saying? Like, they both were equally ineffective, but it's a boxing fight. Boxing is a style of fighting, right? So you have to, in order to fight, you have to engage. Jamaine Ortiz made it abundantly clear, blatantly clear, obviously clear. It was so clear that it was kind of painfully clear that he did not want to engage with Teofimo Lopez. I'm not saying that you can't outbox and outpoint somebody, but show me where he outboxed and outpoint him. It was funny because Jamaine Ortiz said the only effective offense that Teofimo Lopez had was a headbutt. And Teofimo Lopez was tripping, saying he gave himself a 10 out of 10 for that fight. No, Teofimo, you look bad. You know, you got to learn to cut off the ring. Teofimo Lopez has to learn to cut off the ring, man. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of embarrassing. Like, every single time he cornered him, Jamaine Ortiz made one move and got up out of there. But every single time he did it, he was getting up out of there. You see what I'm saying? Because he was running. He was on that bicycle, boy. I thought he was watching. I don't know if he was watching boxing or the Tour de France. You know what I'm saying? So he looked like Lance Armstrong out there. But Jamaine Ortiz it's easy to point out what Teofimo didn't do well, but show me what Jamaine Ortiz did well. You know, and there was a couple of exchanges, few and far between. You know, they're sporadic. You know, but I believe I'm gonna add some specificity to it because I actually keep scores. I remember in the third round I gave to Ortiz, I feel like he closed that one out very well, you know, with a nice little exchange. But when someone has to freaking bait you to come in and has to taunt you, it means that you're not really willing to fight. So and I like aggression, and you can say, oh, it was reckless aggression. I don't think it was reckless. He was trying to bring the fight to him. And another thing that's very important, Jamaine Ortiz is a technician, but he doesn't fight like that. You know what I'm saying? So he fought like that because he was fighting Teofimo Lopez. So Teofimo Lopez was controlling the ring. And there's an old adage, man. I used to box in amateurs, but even my boxing coach would tell me, you have to take the belt for the champ. Even if he's a champ, literally, technically, or figuratively, even if he's not a champ, if he's a more popular fighter, you have to bring the fight to him. You have to let people know that you took that fight. You won that fight. Jamaine Ortiz did not do that. Jamaine Ortiz was equally ineffective. He didn't throw any punch. Teofimo was never hurt. He got a couple punches off. It was good, as in Teofimo Lopez, especially in the later rounds. Teofimo Lopez got some punches off. So I feel like at best for Jamaine Ortiz, it could have been a draw. And now I want to go to the judges' scorecards because I really keep scores. You know what I'm saying? I don't really just talk this life. I'm really about that. I'm very thorough with my analysis. I get down to the nitty gritty. I'm very meticulous. I actually scored the fight. You know, and one of the judges had it 117-111. Hold on, let me do my math real quick. 117-111. That means that he scored 8 rounds for Teofimo and 3 rounds for Ortiz. And people are like, oh, that's ridiculous, right? That's my math, right? Yeah, 3 rounds for 10. Yeah. So that's right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm an engineer. I'm good with the math. So 8 rounds for I said 8 rounds. Sorry, 9 rounds for Teofimo, 3 rounds for Ortiz. 9 rounds for Teofimo and 3 rounds for Ortiz. I could see that. So I scored I had 8 rounds for I had 8 rounds for Teofimo and 4 rounds for Ortiz. Now I had 2 rounds that could have went either way. One of them I gave, that was very, very close. One of them I gave to Lopez, one of them I gave to Ortiz. So let's say I gave all the very close rounds to Ortiz. At best, you know, so that's only 2 rounds. So that means I would have him winning. I would still have Teofimo winning 7 rounds to 5. You see what I'm saying? So even if it's 7 rounds to 5, I still have Teofimo Lopez winning pretty comfortably. So I feel like you have to take the belt for the champ. Yes, you got outbox somebody, but you cannot confuse, which I think Jamaine Ortiz did. He confused outboxing with outrunning. When you outbox somebody, you can make a miss, yes, but you have to also retaliate. He forgot about the retaliation part. He forgot about the retaliatory part. He forgot about hitting back. You see what I'm saying? So he didn't really hit back at all, you know, and then especially I think it was very telling when Teofimo Lopez was telling him to come in and stuff like that. You can say Teofimo was frustrated, but he kept on pressing forward. So I think Teofimo won that. A lot of people are saying that, oh, what about we gave him an excuse for Sandor Martin? I thought that was a close fight. I think Teofimo won and against Sandor Martin as well. It was a close fight though. And I don't give him an excuse saying he looked bad. One thing I do not give Teofimo an excuse. I call it what it is. George Kambosos, he has no excuse. He lost that fight clearly. Kambosos won. He was supposed to. The fight with Sandor Martin was close, but I think Teofimo won that one as well, even though it was close. So, yeah, but this one I think he won. I value ring generalship. I value pressing forward. I value trying to engage, and I value also making your opponent fight differently than what they normally do. And Jamaine Ortiz, we have never seen Jamaine Ortiz fight like that. He was fighting like that from the get-go, and I think he kind of set himself up for failure when he made everybody think that he was coming in for the knockout. And he actually wanted to do the contrary, but that should not impact the judges. However, I think the judges had this right, man. You gotta take the champ. He didn't do. You gotta take the belt for the champ. He didn't do that, man. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me as always. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it, as well as Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Also, check out that video as well, man. They just secured a fight date. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. I appreciate y'all. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that, man, but y'all let me know what y'all think about Teofimo Lopez. Did he win? Did he lose? Was Jamaine Ortiz robbed? I don't think Jamaine Ortiz was robbed. I think that he, you know, at best he could have got a draw, and I don't even think it was a draw. I think he comfortably lost. I think that he executed his game plan of being slick and being evasive, but I think when he says that, he forgets that he also has to be effective as well. He also has to punch as well, and this boxing, you got to box, and he didn't do that. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me as always. Love y'all. Remember, with God I can do anything, without God I'm nothing. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.